This an invocation, please?
Will the board please rise for the invocation? Let us pray. Good and loving God, our source of light and wisdom, bless us as we begin this meeting on behalf of the citizens of Essex County. It's our privilege and our responsibility to support, foster, and advance the good work of the county. Give us foresight by which we plan for the future. Give us confidence to discover and explore new possibilities. Give us wisdom to discern what is right and good and just. Send your creative spirit upon us. We ask for your guidance and grace to use our talents for the good of Essex County. Amen. Amen. Now, will everybody please face the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. April, you do a roll call, please?
Chairman Akers.
Present.
Vice Chairman Gill.
Present.
Supervisor Johnson.
Here.
Supervisor Magruder.
Here.
Supervisor Smith.
Present.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, we have a quorum. Get approval of the agenda.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Ayes have it. No recognitions tonight, so we'll go right into our public hearings. I'll read the rules of the public hearing. The purpose of a public hearing is to receive testimony from the public on certain resolutions, ordinance, or amendments prior to taking action. A hearing is not a dialogue or a debate. Its express purpose is to receive additional facts, comments, and opinions on subject items. Speakers should approach the lectern so they may be visible and audible to the board. Each speaker should clearly state his or her name and address. All comments should be directed to the board. All questions should be directed to the chairman. Members of the board are not expected to respond to questions, and responses to questions shall be made at the chairman's discretion. Speakers are encouraged to contact staff regarding unresolved concerns or to receive additional information. Speakers with questions are encouraged to call the county staff prior to the public hearing. Speakers should be brief and avoid repetition of previously presented comments. At the conclusion of the public hearing on each item, the chairman will close the public hearing. The board will proceed with its deliberation and will act on or formally postpone action on such item prior to proceeding to other agenda items. Further public comment after the public hearing has been closed generally will not be permitted. So we have 3 items tonight for public hearing. The first is the budget amendment for the Centralized Services Financial Department. Gentlemen, you have the budget action form in your packet. Do we have a motion to approve?
This is the public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That comes under new business there.
That comes later.
I'm getting really ahead of myself
Yeah,
now.
you really want to finish.
So at this time, we'll open up the public hearing to anything for the budget action form amendment for Centralized Financial Services Department. Hearing none, we will close that public hearing. Our next public hearing is the fiscal year 25-26 budget amendment for VATI. That is for our broadband. Do we have any public comments regarding the VATI? Hearing none, we'll move on to our third public hearing, which is the establishment of zoning district case 202-50273. Gentlemen, once again, you have this in your packet. This was, Brian, you want to go ahead and give an overview of that one?
Oh, yeah, just really quick. I make myself available for any questions you have. You guys have had a work session on this, and it's an item we've discussed many, many times. The only thing I just want to make note of is in the packet I made mention that it's probably a good practice to have 2 different motions for approval because you're approving the zoning district and then also the land use district.
Yep. Glad this is finally here resolved. Board members, any questions for Brian? That'll open it up to any public hearing matters. So public comment on this? Hearing none, we will close out the public hearing. Now we'll move on to public comments. So public comments, an open invitation for any citizens to speak. Each speaker shall provide his or her full name and Essex County address for the record before addressing the board. Each speaker will be limited to 5 minutes. So at this time, I'll open it up for public comments.
Good evening. I am Michelle Dundee, and I do reside in the Greater Tappahannock District. I generally don't speak at the Board of Supervisors meetings. Some of you probably see my face at the school board meetings. But I do have some concerns with the centralization of the services between the county and the school system. First and foremost, as of today, the staff members have yet to be issued a formal apology from the school system or the county, since we're working together about the payroll issue that occurred. I understand that we had until 5 o'clock that evening to be paid, but I've been with that school system for 10 years now, and I've never had an issue with payroll not being there when I wake up. I emailed about overdraft fees twice. I haven't had a response back yet. I shouldn't have had to incur those fees because the payroll system was messed up, particularly when I even asked the chief business advisor personally what was going to happen, were we going to get paid on time, and I was told yes. And then everybody in the county wakes up that day and we don't have our paychecks as normal. That wasn't fair to us, and the staff seems like we were the ones to blame because the staff was upset. That's not okay either. We keep pointing blame at this person did this person did that, but no one is still apologizing. The staff and the students are the ones that are suffering. This hiring freeze is in place right now. We have staff that have left. I'm not even sure if the county is aware that we have staff that have left. We are short a couple of teachers now, but we can't fill those spots because we have the hiring freeze in place. But the staff didn't do that. The kids didn't do that. So what are we gonna do to fix it so that we can open back up those spots to get some teachers, certified teachers, into these classrooms? These kids are getting ready to take SOLs. I don't know what has to happen for us to work together. Human resources is a joke. You email, well, we have people who have resigned. Then who are we supposed to email? We don't know who we're supposed to talk to. I had my own personal issues that I had to get some guidance on, but I didn't know who to call. And when you do call over here, no one answers the phone. You leave voicemails, no one returns the voicemails back. What has to happen to put the school system back to where it used to be? There are several members on the Board of Supervisors right now who had children that I went to school with, and the school system was not like this. So we sit here and talk about everything else and what the school system has been, what's happened, but no one is sitting here asking the staff what we can do to fix things. It's not fair. We are suffering terribly. I don't know what else to do besides publicly come talk to people. I don't know what else to do. I invite each and every one of you to come into the classroom to come see what's going on, so maybe you can help us help the students. I don't know what else to do. What happens when we keep occurring more penalties? We're blaming the school system for penalties that occurred when the school system had the payroll, but is the county going to accept the fault from the penalties that we're getting ready to occur from March on when the county took it over? Are y'all going to publicly apologize to myself, who I paid my taxes, but then now we may not get raises or we can't do anything because we've been let down again and again? So again, I invite you just to come in, come speak to the staff of the school system. Ask us what's happening, how we're feeling, because we're not happy. But we show up to work every day, despite what's being publicly shared. We're showing up to work every day without pay, with partial pay, or with no pay. I know it was portrayed publicly that we had all been paid. That's not true. I could give you 5 people's names right now that did not get paid until last week. I could give you 5 more right now who have still not gotten all of their back pay. So again, I encourage you to come speak, come to the classroom, come have an open forum just for the school system employees so we can get all back on the same page and turn the school system back around. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional public comments? Hearing none, we'll close out public comments. Move on to county administrator and agency reports. Gentlemen, I don't have anything additional that haven't shared with you already. We had a brief meeting with Davenport and Associates. We will have some updated slides at our town hall meeting that's coming up. Did sit in on the school board meeting last night. They did select an option for consolidation of campuses. I know they've also encouraged people to come out to the town hall meeting to discuss that options and look at pushing that forward. We've also had a meeting with our auditors and our CPA about scheduling to get our audit done. We're most likely looking at January before we see that audit, but that is back on track. I don't have any additional updates other than that. April, did you have anything additional to add?
I don't. If there's any questions about what's in my report, I'd be happy to answer those now.
Gentlemen, any questions on our county administrator's report? Hearing none, we'll go through centralized services. Bobby, do you have anything to add? Thank you. Carlos, do you have anything to add for broadband?
Can I ask Carlos a question about broadband?
You thought you had nothing, Carlos.
Yes.
Thank you for the report. It's good to see that these areas are getting online and everything. But last month, we had talked about Breeze Line not approved for any BEAD projects.
Right.
Do we have anything final on that? Has that changed, or is that still the same?
That's still the case. I don't think that's gonna, I think they've done their selections and Breezeline doesn't have any of the beads, but I don't think that's gonna be an issue from what they were saying. I think we're still gonna get all the areas
Okay.
connected.
That's what I wanted to hear. Thanks.
Thanks, Carlos. Brian, you have anything else to add? Woody, you have anything to add? Yes, sir. Thank you. Kyle? Mary's not here. Jay, you have anything to add? Quick update, Jay, do we, I know you're working on the joint vehicle maintenance facility. John and I were talking about this earlier. I know you've got some quotes that you're working on and putting that together. Can we try to set a timeline for when we think we can get things kind of, or just put together a tentative timeline so the board can see it so we can kind of keep track of it?
Yes, sir.
I know ideally if, I know it's a stretch, but if we could set a tentative time, maybe it's a lofty goal by July 1st to coincide with next year's budget, we could then start incorporating some of the efficiencies into next year's budget, so.
Absolutely.
If we just put something together, maybe start that date and back it up and see what we come back with and share it with the board this next month.
Yep.
And it may shift, it may change,
Yeah.
and that's fine. It just helps us to keep track of things.
Yes, sir.
When people ask us questions.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, Jay. Thank you. Haven, do you have anything to add? All right. The brave soul.
A few meetings ago, Mr. Magruder asked for a just kind of mock-up of what we would be losing if IMLS was not able to support different resources we received. I do not have numbers for everything, but I do have a lot of numbers, and I'm going to pass these around. And I have on here also our usage increased from fiscal year 24 to 25, which kind of helps me decide which ones would be worthy of purchasing.
Thanks,
Okay.
Haven.
And so, like I said, some numbers have not come in yet, and I can provide updates as I have them.
And we can review this, and maybe if you wouldn't mind being here next month, so if we have additional questions, we can kind of go over that with you.
Absolutely.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Any questions now?
Gentlemen, any questions?
Thank you for doing this,
Yep.
because this is gonna be important stuff if this comes through.
Yes, thank y'all.
Is Kay here with Parks? Candace, any social services?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board.
Afternoon, evening.
Good evening. So briefly, we closed out CSA fiscal year 25. We closed out the year at 1.7 million. So we still had almost $300,000 remaining in our appropriation. Of that total, about 313,000 was spent on foster care cases, about 1.3 million on school cases, and about 116,000 in CHINs and foster care prevention cases.
And how many kids do we have in foster now?
We have 3 children in foster care. That's down from about 21 or 22.
Right. Yeah, good job on that.
Thank you.
Board members, any questions for Candace?
No, I
Okay.
appreciate, Candace, what you guys are doing there and getting as much of this taken care under Title IV and all, and to have a $300,000 surplus or unspent funding, I should say, it's really never a surplus, as it can go up and down so quickly. I appreciate that.
Thank
Any-
you.
Any updates that you've heard from anything with like the General Assembly on what
Yes,
we
sir.
may be facing?
Yes, sir, I have that here in front of me. So as I've presented to this board once or twice already, there is currently a 50-50 split to support SNAP administrative cost, that being 50% from the federal government and 50% from the state. The official federal contribution moving forward next fiscal year will be 25% as opposed to 50%, so the state will be 25-75. If you remember, of that 50% that the state contributed, the localities were on the hook for 15.5% of that. There is no word about whether or not the localities will have to pick up that the 25% that the feds cut back, but I do have a number for you. The potential impact for the first year, because it doesn't start until October 26th, for the state for about 9 months is about $73 million. For the second year, that's a full 12-month period, it's about $87 million that the localities may have to make up if the state does not offer any of that money. There is no word whether or not the state will offer any of that 25%. For Essex County, that would be approximately $114,000 a year, which is much less than I kind of figured up worst case scenario with the information that I had. It's about a third of my worst case scenario. So that was good news. Bad news is that pass-through dollars will increase by 8% next fiscal year due to the federal cutbacks. So pass-through right now, our pass-through budget, for those of you who don't remember or who don't know, the state gives us a base budget. Historically, Essex County has run out of our base budget in about January. The last 4 years, we've been able to move that mark, and we're currently heading pass-through in like March or April, which is really good because we're spending less federal dollars, which has a much higher local match. So the local match on our state budget is 15.5%. The local match on our pass-through budget, there is no state share. So once we expend our state base budget, we hit pass-through. That was 28.05%. That is going to increase to 35.8% for next fiscal year. We're using about $110,000 a month when we hit pass-through. So there'll be an 8% increase to the locality starting next fiscal year that we'll have to account for in our budget. And that's statewide. Every locality is going to feel that impact. Now, I discussed also the error rate, the SNAP error rate. So the federal government did an audit and found that Virginia's error rate for SNAP benefits was 11.5%, and we are penalized for every percent over 6%. And the penalty for an 11.5% error rate is 15% of the total benefit, which is about $270 million. This could potentially be effective, our 15% penalty, 10/1/27. 40% of all of the error rates are unreported changes. So across the state, those are people who are not reporting changes to household composition, changes to employment or income. The localities have no control over that. It's up to the client to report that, but we are building mechanisms to help capture that information. So I've committed to purchasing a program for the next year and a half until the state gives us that program. It's about $100 a month, so that we have a secure legal way for clients to give us verifications to report changes. So that's something that a lot of localities have started doing. We do have 15 months to get our error rate below 6%. The lower we get, the less our penalty is. Right now it's 15%. If we get below 6%, there will be no penalty. The federal government will cover 100% of the benefit. Virginia surveyed the states that were able to get their error rate down by 5% in 2 months. And of the 10 states that are locally administered, like Virginia, Wisconsin was the only one that was able to achieve that, and they report that they don't think that's something that they can maintain. However, the states that have been able to decrease their error rate are all using AI technology. So Virginia has allocated $2.5 million to purchase some AI technology for the localities to use. The one that they think they're going to invest in is like a proactive quality control tool. So it looks for inconsistencies. It scans paperwork directly into the system because sometimes our workers are putting in information inaccurately. This is our best way at getting our error rate down and reducing that penalty, so we're hoping it works. They're hoping to select a vendor by November, and then rollout will be 30 to 60 days after that. So this will likely occur pretty quickly. So I don't have a number for you right now, and it honestly is premature to give you a number because we all believe that our error rate is going to go down. Every worker, benefit worker in the state of Virginia has had to complete and has completed a training to help lower our error rate. There's more training rolling out. There's a lot of tools the state is giving us to help decrease our error rate. So as I get more information, I'll report it to the board. But right now, the only number I have for you is an 8% increase to pass-through dollars and $114,000 for SNAP administrative costs due to the federal cutback.
And for clarity for the public, that error rate of 15%, Essex error rate is,
It was 0% at our last audit.
so we are being penalized for other localities having an error rate higher than 6%.
Yes, sir. And it's really the large cities that have the increased error rate. So a lot of the focus is going to, I think they call it the Big 20, the very large agencies in Virginia.
Perfect.
Thank
What
you.
are the actual errors that they're looking for?
Excuse me?
What are the actual errors that they're
So if we get information that a client's household composition has changed, but they were still paid a benefit for one household composition, the agency is responsible for that error, even though we had no control over that. We're also utilizing a system that doesn't capture data that the federal government requires us to capture. So we've asked for years and years for funding to replace this system, and for years and years we've been told no, it's too expensive, there's no money for that. But we're paying for this partly because that system doesn't capture data we need. So there's errors, but there's also, we're working with a system that doesn't work for us, that, we're automatically gonna have errors because we can't capture data that we're required to capture.
It was just a blanket rate for the whole state?
Yes, sir. There will be they have made it very clear that localities will not be penalized individually, that the state of Virginia has an error rate of 11.5%, so that every locality in the state of Virginia will be penalized accordingly.
John?
And I've shared this with Candace last month, but at the last VACO meeting that we had, I brought that point up, thanks to your information. They're on top of it. I don't know what they'll do with it, VACO will do on our behalf, but they are aware of it, and they said they will bring it up to legislators. So that may change, but don't count on it. I think it's gonna be one easy sweep for them to penalize everybody. So what's the incentive for us to have a zero error rate? It's unfair, and we've expressed that, so that's as much as we can do at the moment, so we're trying.
Thank you.
Thank you, Candace.
Yes, sir.
Is Cupper here? Chuck, have anything additional to add?
No, sir.
Thank you. All right, moving on, school superintendent constitutional officer reports. Christina here? No. Kristen, Dr. Jones isn't here. Sheriff Holmes, you have anything additional to add? Penny, you have anything additional to add? Thank you. All right. With that, board members, questions, comments, call outs. John, you want to start?
You all want me to start?
Sure.
I will start.
You got 5 minutes.
You got 5 minutes?
Three.
I'm okay. First of all, the building and zoning, they've been doing a lot of work for the FEMA compliance work. So Brian, thank you to you and your staff. Again, what that means for our citizens in this county, if you own waterfront property and flooding issues there, they're keeping your insurance here and keeping your insurance low. So thank you for all doing that. I was also impressed by 1,351 permits and 1,104 inspections already. So you guys have been hopping, and I appreciate all the good work you guys are doing. Our extension agent reported, and I'd like to call out just an individual, Trip Ellis. Young man is on the 4-H livestock group and a 4-H member, placed 5th in the lawn tractor operator contest at the state fair. That's pretty nice to have our locals participate in the state fair and do well, so congratulations to them. Woody, I'm going to get you up here a second. I want you to tell the board what you told me about the Poorhouse Rotary Park study. This is great stuff. TRC.
Thank you, Mr. Magruder. So, thank you.
Put you on the spot, sorry, but it's good stuff.
This is moving forward really well. I met with the consultants, TRC, this week about the site plan review and the conceptual plans that they're drawing for Rotary Poorhouse Park. It's very impressive what's being done. Just to share kind of a snapshot of what it looks like at this stage, early on, imagine turning it off of Kino Road onto Poorhouse Park. And immediately on the left, they have 8 baseball fields there. On the right there, they have some soccer fields. As you move into the park, there's an area for an amphitheater. It's a modest amphitheater, but it could be a stage that could be utilized for outdoor performances. As you're moving on back towards the transfer station, what Carlos calls the Piscataway Trail, Piscataway View Trail. Piscataway View Trail goes down to the river. They've got that flag for a kayak launch. These kinds of things are very important. They're giving us something of things that are suitable for the terrain, topography, and the soil conditions that are there. We've determined that the old landfill was 34 acres. 8 acres was the post-1998 landfill. So where that's moving is that the EDA will meet again with them in a couple of weeks and review the plans, give some comments. Then the consultant will come to our November 6th meeting and meet with EDA in person and go over this once again to get some more feedback. I think we'll have this full report sometime around the 1st of December. Then at that point, we bring it back to you. We meet, the EDA will meet with you and talk about kind of where we go from here. But I'm really excited with what we've seen.
What do you, have you guys, and I haven't seen the study or what they're working on, but I would recommend that part of that design looks at moving that transfer station up to the front of the road. Part of the reason they have to gate that off, well, when they're gating it off, you'd have trash bags and things dropped off. You don't need to have people driving back and forth, through a park and through fields to get to a transfer station. It could easily be brought up to the front.
I'll make sure that point is made
Thank you.
and see to it that it's a,
Board members, any other questions for Woody?
And the other part to that is, once this plan is done, folks, then this opens up grant funding through DCR, Virginia Outdoor Foundation, et cetera, and I know the Virginia Outdoor Foundation has already contributed money to our trail program and all that, so this is the first step, and it's a big one, and so glad we're moving on it, and that's why I want Woody to update you.
We've talked about athletics complexes for a long time,
Absolutely.
so it'd be great to finally get something in motion.
And Bud Smith Pond will be built, right? So you can name it after Bud.
There's hope for a fishing pond. Wouldn't that be something?
We're hoping,
Perfect.
hoping.
Thank you, Woody, appreciate it.
Thank you, Woody. A couple more things. We had the big storm, the nor'easter, this past weekend. I want to thank Kyle and his staff for their storm work with the flooding and everything, as well as notifications that went out. I was notified. So, and that's not because I'm on the Board of Supervisors, but we have that app on our phone to get notifications. So, folks, good stuff that they did and trying to keep everybody safe, which I appreciate. And also thanks to the EMS personnel and facilities personnel for winterizing our pool and getting that set. So keep that up for next year. Is all good stuff. Lou, I understand that the fall trash cleanup is coming up, so want to encourage people to participate in that through the Parks and Rec. We're also looking for sponsors on that. Anybody can help with that, would be great. And they opened up a bunch of new trails, folks, so hopefully that'll get out in the paper, get a chance to, see some of those new trails. So there are some things happening out there, and there's some really cool trails out there. So it'd be great for people to participate and do that. Let's see. Sheriff, shout out to you all. Your Project Lifesaver incident, that was impressive. It's one of those quiet programs not many people know about, but it's so important to our citizens that do suffer from dementia, etc. And to find him so quickly and unharmed and all that, that was impressive. Good job to all those folks that have participated in that.
I might add that it's privately funded, by the way, so congratulations again.
And that's all I've got. Thank you, sir.
Ronnie, anything additional to add?
I would only add, the comments that were made earlier tonight, there is a business and procurement office, centralized services department report in the board package. It's public record, everybody can see it. So we do, I know there was a lot of issues involved on the last pay cycle. We are trying to make improvements, and I would hate to see that ever happen again. It is a two-way street by the school administration and the county. We're learning to work together. It takes some time. So we hear you, Ms. Dungy. So yeah, I was sorry to see that happen. It's and the turmoil and the hardship it brought on folks, and that was tough to hear about. So it's something we can all work better toward.
Bud?
Yeah, I might want to add Chuck to John's list. See, he participated at the Commonwealth of Virginia Information Technology Symposium, representing the county in important works in technology. Thank you, Chuck.
Did you see his picture and him in a tie?
Yeah, that was most impressive.
I couldn't see
He's
it
always in a
I
tie,
couldn't
but-
see it for the beard. Sydney, anything additional to add?
I want to continue to thank all the county employees, committee members, board members, in terms of your attitude in serving our citizens of Essex County. I want to say thank you. A lot of things that you do that are very important go unnoticed, maybe in a global picture, but it doesn't go unnoticed to that individual citizen. And I want to say thank you for that. The little things that you do are also important. Thank you.
And to all staff, as we went through this audit process, we recognize that selecting a new audit firm, there was a lot more information that was requested, a lot more time that was spent, probably a lot of long nights. So everybody that was involved in gathering all the documents for the audit, we'll be better off in the long run for it. I know it was not an easy task switching over and going through all that, but thank everyone for that. All right, consent agenda. Get someone to motion to approve all three.
So move.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you.
Do you want to go back and see if some of our constitutional officers that are here had anything to report, or did we do that? I don't know if
I
you
thought I
asked
did that.
Penny. Oh, you did? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, I think
My
you did
bad.
I thought I did.
You did.
I might be getting really old, losing my mind. I swear I did. All right, first on new business, we have the Middle Peninsula Northern Neck behavioral performance contract. Go Go ahead.
I move to approve the Middle Peninsula Northland Act Behavioral Health Performance Contract as presented.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion?
I read over this material that was presented to us, and I'm slightly confused about the information that they sent, and nobody's here, I guess, to answer the questions, but I know we have to engage in a performance contract, but we're approving a performance contract that we haven't seen or has been reviewed, as far as I know. And the other question was, they sent us this financial information. So on the second page, they talk about fiscal funding for 2026, how much the feds will pay, how much the state, and how much the local is. Then the next page has performance contract financial summary. And if on the pie chart, the local part of it is over $800,000, they don't show anything on the contract financial summary. So are we expecting an increase, a decrease? It concerns me, folks, that I'm going to agree to a contract performance and I don't know what I'm agreeing to. I don't know if it makes you guys comfortable or uncomfortable, but I'd like to have somebody answer some questions here. Is, you know, what's actually going on here? I know we have to approve it at some point, but what are we approving?
Yeah, the actual local match calculation, as it's spelled out, shows the total state funds, and then a compensation increase adjustment, which was a negative number, for the total adjusted state and local funds of $6,845,000. So it almost looks like a surplus was given because it says in bold that the local match is 0%. Like there is no match
Which is
required.
fine,
for
but I
us.
want them to confirm that. So,
It's a 330-page contract.
I
Yes.
understand that.
I'll read that.
Should this get legal review? I mean, has somebody vetted this already? Do you know?
This contract is amongst a number of agencies. This specific amendment and restatement, I have not reviewed.
And I guess the question is, the follow-up question is, should it be reviewed? Can you answer that?
If the funding requirements changed under 47.2509.
I am happy to review the contract on
Sure
behalf
you
of the board and the county. I don't know that there would be revisions accepted by all of the parties who
That's a
are
good
parties
point.
to this
That's a
contract.
good point.
Most of the changes, I believe, have to do with the funding.
Well, can we follow up
Methodology.
at least with that and find out about, if there is a surplus and there's gonna be no local match, you know, what are they gonna do with that surplus? What is, you know, are they expecting us to match what we did last year? I'm fine with that if there's no changes, but, I'm a little concerned about approving a performance contract without knowing the details of the, monetary side of it.
Yeah, the only thing I have on this is that there's 0 local match percentage, which indicates that,
Just wanna hear that from their mouth
Yeah.
to know if I'm reading that right.
This is what we approving.
Is it? So, and I don't see anywhere in here that they need this by a certain date or whatever. They haven't specified or anything like that. So I would propose that we wait a month and get an answer to the questions on the financial side of it, and then we can, if everything checks out, we can approve it next month, if that's okay with the rest of the board.
I have no
We
issue
do have
with
a
that.
motion on the floor.
Well, you'll have to withdraw the motion as the next procedure, so.
Couldn't they approve it pending legal review, as we've done in other
Or-
contracts? Because the
It
funding.
says the contract is in effect commencing July 1, 2025, so it has already started.
And this letter didn't come out until the end of August, so.
That's right.
So again,
This is proposing an amended and restated FY '26 and FY '27
yeah.
agreement. So it would change the terms of the contract essentially mid-fiscal year stream, or partially through the fiscal year.
Yeah, I'm with John. I would recommend needing to know what those changes are, what conditions have changed. I don't see where it's any harm putting it off till next month with a review. Just so we have the answers to those questions. I don't think there's gonna be any more money from locality, but it still behooves of us to know what it is.
Keeps them honest and up, you know, that we're looking at this and we care about it and they just can't slide through, you know? So, that's the way I look at it.
Well, we should have approved something during the budget process.
Wouldn't it be nice to know that ahead of time? I would like to know
I'm talking
that.
the last budget process. I mean,
Yeah, that hasn't changed.
Well, we've already approved their budget, yes.
Correct.
Right.
But if this is for something for the fiscal 26, 27 years, that's my point.
The local piece is so small, the state has the biggest chunk of that.
Well, it may be small, but $800,000.
No, I don't, yeah, that's across all those localities, yeah.
Anyway,
well, I agree with,
Yeah,
we need some explanation
I don't
of
have
the
any problem
changes, but, you know, we
requiring
approved their
these.
budget already.
Cindy, do you have an interest in
withdrawing the
your motion? And we'll-
No, I'm not. I'll tell you why. Because this is an agreement so that we can participate in this particular program. The program is already, the community service program is already in play. And for us to receive the services, I think we have to have this agreement in place. So the particular services that we are receiving now will stop if we don't sign this.
Well, this does say this is for this is 26, 27.
No, the current budget we've approved, this is for 26, 27.
Correct.
If I understand. what
This is next year.
Max just said, yeah.
Yeah,
So
the contract goes
we
into
can take a look at it
2027.
and wait until next month or whatever.
Just
It's
to
like-
clarify, it is amended and restated for FY '26 and FY '27. So that is this current fiscal year.
It's a 2-year contract, basically.
You know, if the services that they perform for the county is not interrupted, there's no problem to wait another. But if the services are interrupted, then we may want to rethink this.
But we don't know the answer to that question because nobody's here to talk about it, so. I hear what you're saying. Don't disagree with you, Sydney,
Well,
but
There is an existing contract, I would assume,
Yeah.
between,
I would
so
assume.
that contract would still be in effect until it's amended and
Until it's
restated.
approved, the amendment is approved.
So I agree. I think we need to get some clarification, but, yeah, we have a contract in place. This, as an amended version of that.
Okay, well, then I withdraw my motion, providing the action that we take does not interfere with the services that's in place.
How do we
There's-
confirm that?
Well, we'll bring it up for answers next month. We'll have it next month as an action item, whether we need to have somebody here to explain it, or if upon review, Max, you can do that. I'm indifferent.
Sure, we can certainly reach out to Ms.
Community Service
Campagnola
Board.
and get the sort of
Get some more
background and,
details.
yeah, it is difficult to decipher because of its restatement of the entire contract, so it
Right.
isn't clear exactly what has changed, but, I think April's correct that the intention was that it was a funding mechanism.
and I'll save you from reading 300 pages there, Max.
Anything
You
that
got-
saves me from reading
I'm
300
not,
pages.
I'm
You
not
got better
suggesting
things
you
to
read
do.
300 pages.
All right, so that motion has been rescinded. We'll bring this up next month for review. All right, next new business item is budget action form for the centralized services. This is for, you have the board packet. This is funds for the centralized service, schools, associated costs for the schools. The new centralized financial service account has been set up in Edmonds. Do I have a motion to approve this budget action form?
I move to approve the appropriation of $410,092, which was received from Essex County Public Schools for centralized services as presented.
Or amended.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Thank you, ayes have it. The next to that is another budget action form item, 100-09-2000-4999, to various accounts for the centralized services. So putting money back into the county's account. Motion to approve. Can I entertain a motion to approve the transfer of $251,054 from reservices for centralized services as presented or amended?
Okay, now should this motion include that this money is coming from our reserve account?
Was that a typo when it says reservices?
Yeah.
Should that be reserves?
Yeah, it should be reserves.
Yeah, I think it's a typo.
Although I kind of like to come up with resurfaces.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a new word.
So we're gonna, okay, all right, then I move to approve the transfer of $251,054 from reserve for centralized services as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. All right,
The reserve got it.
I'm just trying to be very cautious about taking money from our reserve funds. I know we've got it, but with all the other things coming down, and,
This is one of them.
yeah, this reflects the total cost of the county administration budget, reserve, Essex County contribution, et cetera, is what we're showing here. So, is this what we need, April, to solidify the financial part of having a centralized services?
Yes.
And by that, okay, because I'm a little confused, why we're taking it out of reserves.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The budget action form was presented to fully fund the centralized services department. The total actual cost for the department for this year is going to be a little over $831,000. We've transferred $410,000 from the schools to support the staffing, which is probably 90% of the budget. There was existing funds budgeted within the county administrator's account, which paid for the financial person and the payroll and HR person and for me. And so that totaled to about $170,000 with benefits. So when you're looking at this, the $251,000 was in addition to what we already had, which was $170,000 in the budget. And then that would bring the county support of the centralized services to $421,000 total. We do need this because the staffing for this department is primarily driven by the school. The majority of staff that are in the department are dedicated to the school in one form, fashion, or other. At least half of my time, if not all of my time, is committed towards the school on trying to get this set up and running smoothly. At the same time, we have one full-time finance generalist that is committed to the school, part-time grants and special projects person, another part-time financial generalist. We also have a payroll person, 2 HR people because of the demands with the school. So there is a great need of support, and that is people. And so the majority of this request is for funding of people. The operational amount is about $47,000.
So is this something we're going to expect in next year's budget to be approximately this amount?
Approximately, yes. Right now, we've had some vacancies. We had our HR person that supported the schools to leave. We had the payroll person who supported the schools to leave. We are looking to replace those as quickly as possible because at this point, we don't have an HR person that is supporting the schools. I'm looking at contracting, but I'm also looking at hiring.
So in next year's budget, the money that came from the schools won't need to be put in the school budget at all. We'll just do it directly as a county budget item.
Correct.
Thank you for that clarification.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, ayes have it. Next up, we have zoning case 202-50273. This is to approve an A2 Agriculture and Forestry General Zoning District for case number 202-50273. Do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve an A2 Agriculture Forestry General Zoning District for the case 202-50273 as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Now, Brian had mentioned to us that we need to take this in 2 steps.
Yeah, that's the second motion.
That's
the second motion,
I'm gonna
okay.
take
The
the next
land
one.
use
I just
overlay.
want to make sure that we didn't cross over into that. That's fine. Perfect.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, I move to establish a land use district overlay classification of the countryside as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
And again, both of these were approved by the
Planning Commission.
Planning Commission unanimously as recommended, so.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, ayes have it. Next, we have a budget action form. Motion to reappropriate $13,952 to cover payment for the fourth quarter Middle Peninsula Northern Neck Community Service Board as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
What is this duplicate bill received in the new, whatever?
So if
fiscal year?
you'll notice that the funds to pay this invoice were properly appropriated back in the previous fiscal year. They either mailed their bill or it was not received within that time. So we're asking to use those funds to pay it in the current fiscal year, even though it was sent in for the cycle in June 2025.
Thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have our Batty Grant budget action form.
I move to appropriate $670,493 for the project reimbursement for Batty Grant as presented.
Have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, ayes have it. We have nothing for closed session. Board requests and directives. We have a joint town hall meeting on October 27th, 2025 at 7 PM. That will be at the Essex High School Auditorium, 833 High School Circle in Tappahannock. Do encourage the public, all those sitting here, all those viewing from home, to attend. We'll be covering topics like our comprehensive plan, how your taxes are being utilized, programs and projects that we're going to be kicking off. Yep, broadband updates. So we're going to try to make this an all-inclusive discussion on what's going on with the county, including some information from our financial advisors on debt service and where that leads. We'll be co-having this joint town hall meeting with the school board. I know they were going to talk about academic achievement and then also about school campus consolidation. We will give all the public opportunities to talk and ask questions of the board, and then I'm hopeful that we might be able to have some district breakout sessions that we can meet with individual members in our individual districts to cover any questions and concerns they may have, so.
Reiterate, Keith will be there also.
Oh, yeah, so we will be getting an update, hopefully, as long as nothing changes from Delegate Hodges, so to give us
General
a,
Assembly.
yep. The McClure Group's gonna be there to give an update on the energy efficiency studies. I believe whoever the architect group is they were using on the consolidation thing is gonna be there from the schools, so, yeah, it should be a great meeting. Welcome the public to come out and meet with us, so. Essex County offices are gonna be closed for Election Day, November 4th. Make sure everyone, if you haven't, not yet, get out and vote. November work sessions, November 5th at 5 PM here in our boardroom, followed by a regular meeting at 7 o'clock. The VACO 91st Annual Conference is November 9th through 11th. And board members, any other requests and directives?
Now, the New Kent project, where we stand on that?
New Kent project, you're talking about
The battery storage?
that's just a field trip.
Okay, the field trip.
They sent an email, I haven't read the email today, she sent out an email confirming, each individual can confirm how they're going.
We're not going as a group?
It's limited to 9 participants per slot, and so Melanie was sending them out in those 9 invitations, those people per calendar invite, so folks can travel and carpool together. Did she send you an email yet on your slot?
Okay. Okay, so we're not coordinating that, the groups from the county to go out together?
So Dominion was driving the groups themselves and sending out each invitation list with those 9 that they've put together for each visiting group. So if you know when you're going, I'm certain that others will want to go together.
Yeah, I know,
I think
yeah,
I'm on the Tuesday slot.
yeah, because there's different slots, I'm also on the Tuesday slot from 11 to 12.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like on this slot had myself, April, Brian Barnes, Sydney, yourself, and then Woody.
Yeah.
Bud and I are in the 9:30 slot. You pulled out?
Yeah, I'll be in Nashville.
Okay. All right. So just be me in the 9:30 slot.
Oh,
Well, Delegate Hodges will be there, I think, in the 9:30 slot.
I'm Wednesday at 5, so.
you're on your own.
So I think most of us are going, so.
Sound like all of us are going, well, but
Yeah, so you just have to confirm, yeah, they sent an email, we just need to confirm our availability and then can coordinate thereafter.
A couple requests.
Yep.
I know our financial services department had recommended that we go to one ERP system. I'd like to request that we get that process going, at least to look at what systems, see what's good, bad, to just kind of flesh it out, if that is the best way to do it, and just kind of put a timeline on it. Maybe by June of 2026, give us plenty of time. So I'd like to make that request, if the board sees fit to that.
Yeah, we talked, that's coming out of our preliminary findings from the auditors. It's came at the recommendation of our financial services director, that we migrate to one system. So I think the next step is to work with Edmunds to get them to give us an idea of what that looks like, what it can do, what it can't do.
that's the only way to do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to.
I know we discussed having a kind of a rolling list of items, request items. So with that and the request we made from our facilities department to have kind of a timeline on the joint maintenance building should be added to that as well. And the other thing is, I know that last year we had requested that we keep track of our disabled and elderly and veterans tax, what do we call it? Not abatement, refund, whatever, but we want to
Credit,
keep
yeah.
track of that to get an idea and maybe get a 3-year history to kind of see where it's going. It has increased over the last 3 years, I know for fact, but we had talked about getting that report, and I think it's time that we go ahead and put that on our list to get that information as well, that data, just so that we're keeping track on it, and because it does affect whether they get a rebate directly or whether they get abatement on future taxes. It doesn't matter. It still affects the difference between what we book on our budget and what we actually collect. It changes that.
Yeah, we should be able to get
We can
that.
book whatever, or we can, we can estimate the budget revenue we're gonna receive, but it's really what we book and what we collect that makes the difference. That's what runs the county, so we need to know that. And I think that's important, especially, it's hard to believe, I know it's October, but January, we hit the road running on budget, so it's not that far away. This data would be good to have. So those are my requests that I'd like to see.
Yeah, perhaps we can get, at an upcoming work session, maybe somebody from Edmonds. I'm not saying it's next month, but maybe we can get somebody
We
out
have
there.
a training scheduled for them to come out for 3 days, so we can talk offline of what you're specifically looking for, if you have specific questions. I know we have our own set of questions to talk to them about, what the implications are. We also need to tie in with our treasurer. But
Okay.
yeah, it's certainly something that we've discussed quite a bit of migrating to Edmonds.
I think Kristen could be able to pull that report, John, by next month.
I'm sure she can. She's
We've
just
asked
not
that. We-
able to
That'd
be here
pretty
tonight.
easy, I would think,
I'd hope.
hopefully.
Yeah.
And one more request. The overdraft fees, that concerns me, that these teachers had to. Can we look into what the options are on that, and just see? And it may not be much, I don't know. So I just want to double check that if there were overdraft fees due to the late payment, I think we at least owe the teachers to look at it and see about that.
Well, and along those lines, the lady mentioned there were some employees who still have not received their full pay. So you've got the overdraft fees plus someone have not received their full pay.
I think the exact comment was back fee or back payments. So I don't know enough details about that. That
I
ought
don't
to be
either.
something
That's
that-
why I don't want to bring that up,
Yeah.
and that could be a myriad of reasons. I'm not going to even try to guess what causes that or whatever, but at least the overdraft fees is something that we need to at least address and look at. What we decide to do or what can be done, I don't know, but at least we need to look at it, that we hear them, and we've asked to look into that.
Well, if they haven't gotten paid, that would create the overdraft fees.
If you'd like to make that request, Supervisor Johnson, that is your prerogative. I
We
made
should
my
have a meeting
request.
offline to discuss some of the requests that you're making that might be based in misinformation.
Could be.
And some things that you're requesting, we've already looked at and
Okay.
explored the reality of those and the responsibility of the county versus the school board and the superintendent.
That's fine.
So we can talk offline about it.
Yeah, I think the county's done its part with looking at
The
this.
county's
and-
done its due
and
diligence in addressing
resolving
that
this.
matter.
Good to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments or directives?
I'm good.
Hearing none, get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Move to proper second, all in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Thank you, gentlemen.
8:03. Man, 30 minutes off.
Couldn't do it.